Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are here. Yeah? You had to smell it. Why?
No. Not that moist.
Either way, today we are here for the episode of the Racing Debrief. We're starting this off.
Oh, wow.
You excited? How excited are you? Scale of 1 to 5 billion.
5 billion.
Wow. So proud of you. So we're a little late to the Racing Debrief starting. We were supposed to start for the Clash, but we didn't for whatever reason. I was busy probably. But we're here. Daytona 500. We got to do it. Your first ever Daytona 500 that you watched?
Yeah.
I've watched as many as I've ever watched. Like, I don't know. Pretty much every year since I was a child. Probably every year since like 2000 when I was a baby. I was probably sitting there on the couch, non-verbally watching. But I've pretty much watched every year since then. The first one I really remember is probably like 2007. Kevin Harvick winning. That was the first one that really I remember. So, with that being said, your first at home 500 this year, you wanted to watch it, never have. So, cool experience for that. Also, cool experience was my birthday, so we did birthday things, which we'll dive a little bit more into probably for the podcast later in the week, I'd imagine. Jonathan was here, so we'll talk more about that. But the race itself, obviously the duels that led into Daytona 500, setting that up. So we've seen some racing, but really the first action of the season. So the race begins with Donald Trump there at the race. That was goated.
Donald Trump.
That was real cool.
Donald Trump.
It's real cool though seeing the Beast like driving around there on the apron, which that thing's crazy.
Can we get a die cast of the Beast?
I don't think they make that.
I think they should start. I feel like people would buy it.
I think the United States government keeps the Beast relatively secretive.
No, just like the outside of the car.
Yeah, but I'm sure the less there is, probably the better. Sorry, what they want. Sorry, what they want.
I guess.
They don't want to make a die cast of it. To be fair.
I guess.
Be
cool.
It would be. Either way.
I'd buy it.
I mean, seeing Air Force One flying around, so awesome. Obviously, the crowd goes wild. Show up on the screen, saluting during the national anthem. Just like we saw last week at the Super Bowl. So that was very cool. As for the race itself, obviously it starts with a little bit of racing. We've only seen 11 laps, though. Make sure you're on the camera, babe. Make sure you're on camera.
My bad.
So we've seen 11 laps before it started to rain. The race got moved up by an hour from its original start time. So it started at 3.
They should have moved it to nighttime. They should have just made it a night race.
They really can't within the rules that they have set. They can only move it by an hour. So
You can only move it by an hour, but it deterred it by like billion.
yeah, but basically like they knew the rain was coming. Right, it was kind of predicted all week, and it came a little earlier I think than expected. Because I moved the race up and it was like, okay, we'll probably get to about 3:30 before it rains. Rain a little bit, probably be good to go by 6. The storm got a little bigger, so it sort of rained at like right away. It wasn't that much into it. You got 11 laps, so 10 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
Then it rained for as long as they thought, but just an extra hour. So got back racing. Then it rained again for a few minutes. It wasn't much, just a few sprinkles. Then we finally
Everyone had to sit in their cars with their car covers on.
Yep. Then we finally got to racing. First stage, I mean, there wasn't really too much.
Yeah.
First stage, Joe Logano kind of just won.
Existed.
Second stage, again, things weren't too crazy. enough cautions, debris, stuff like that. We didn't see any green flag pit stops in stage 2. Ryan Blaney won that one. I believe that was the one that had the Denny Hamlin little spin.
Yeah.
Which that was Denny Hamlin spinning. There's a few drivers crashed. Nothing really too wild from that. Third stage, again, things were setting up that it was going to be fuel strategy, but you had a crash in that. There's 3 crashes towards the end?
Yeah.
I don't remember what brought out that caution, to be fair.
Which one? The Denny Hamlin one?
The middle of stage 2. Or the final stage. I don't remember what happened, to be fair. There was some caution that got everybody to pit. That's why the field got jumbled up with 30 to go.
I don't know. Something.
I can always just pull it up on my phone.
Your phone, no.
Oh no, it's up to date. Lovely.
I can see it on the NASCAR app.
Yeah?
Can I watch the leaderboard on the NASCAR app?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's why I have the Fox app.
Real. Oh, timeline. That's what I want. Yep. Did the timeline of the entire race. It was just debris. Okay.
Yeah. Wasn't it that bag that got stuck to Logano's car?
No, that's when they went into the engine. Logano had the issue with his engine.
Yeah, I knew
with
that.
the bag, which that really shook up the race because
that was embarrassing.
I've never seen that the debris go in the car. I've seen it get stuck on the grill, but the fact that it went into the car.
The fact that it was Joey Logano.
That was funny. So yeah, he got sent to the back with that, and that's kind of what shook up the later parts of the race because he made an aggressive move to the front. It was gonna be, when you get Joey Logano, Corey LaJoy, Ricky Stenhouse together, you know something crazy is gonna happen. All 3 of them were together. Stenhouse moved down to go to the line that he wanted. He was from the top, moved to the middle, and then Joey Logano just said, "I'm here now," sent it to the middle, and then took out a bunch of the cars.
Was this from the race today?
Yeah, this is the standings. You need to go to this.
I've never used this app before in my life.
This is what I'm looking at.
I've never used this thing in my life.
Because you just got it. So, either way, Joey Logano, took out the field. Again, as he does most years at these races.
Doesn't Corey LaJoy do that a lot?
Corey LaJoy takes himself out. So, Joey Logano, took out drivers. I mean, he crashed Noah Gragson, Brett Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Todd Gilliland, apparently Cole Custer as well. All got some sort of damage from it, collected in some way. Mm-hmm. Really, because Joey Logano decided, I'm taking the spot and not backing out. So in his interview, he obviously said,
I didn't do it.
He didn't do it, and it was
their fault.
It was Ricky Stenhouse's fault for making a late block. But everybody else didn't see it that way. Kyle Busch blamed Joey Logano.
Did they have Kyle Busch's delusion interview on here?
No. They might have it in the Fox app. But the thing with that is Joey Logano's made a bad move, as he typically does. So I'm not really surprised. Jeff Gordon after the race, when he was with William Byron, who won, that's William Byron if he would have made moves, and Jeff Gordon was blame Joey Logano as well. So a lot of people, whether you were driving or people that drove before or whatever, you can see it's Joey Logano. It's easy to tell. Right away, I was like, oh, it's Joey Logano. It's Ricky Stenhouse and Joey Logano, so you're like, you could blame Ricky Stenhouse because he's an easy guy to blame. But no, it was definitely on Joey Logano in that one. Then you go towards the end and you see Christopher Bell's at the front with Denny Hamlin. They're side by side. Christopher Bell's car could not really handle getting pushed that well for whatever reason. His car didn't really enjoy it towards the end of that race. One time he moved around a little bit. It's like, ooh, that car doesn't look great up there, but I got a push from Cole Custer.
Denny Hamlin should have won.
He
was there.
That'd have been better.
He was there.
Christopher Bell's car just couldn't handle getting pushed, and Cole Custer probably didn't push him the right way. And that caused Christopher Bell to go on the wall, which then leads to Ryan Preece flying through the air, flipping at Daytona like he did in 2023, flipping. Not as dramatic, I don't think, but it was still absolutely insane the way he flies. Bunch of other guys in it.
And then Bro appeared 5 minutes later in an interview.
Yeah, Eric Jones, Brad Keselowski, Dylan Suarez, Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, Justin Allgaier, Chase Elliott, all guys that were involved in that crash as well. Just the way that Priest's car went through the air, it kind of launched off of Eric Jones, and then it almost turned in the air. I feel like the way the tire broke, some of the floor of the car, the way it broke, caused the car to turn. That's how it looked. Like, it looked like it went in the air, and it kind of just picked that up somehow with the air. Because again,
what happened to Gisbergen?
I think he was in one of the earlier, like...
Because Bro was 35th the entire time.
I forgot the crash with when Joey Logano's car didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? And he crashed a bunch of guys? That was early in the race, Joey Logano's car, when he had the bag in the engine. That's what caused Shane Gisbergen to be back there. Because a lot of the guys got front damage, so they're...
Yeah.
It damaged the hoods and the front bumpers of a lot of the guys in the top line. So that's what happened to Shane Gisbergen. I forgot about that crash. That was wild, too.
Well, because Bro just disappeared, like...
That's why.
Yeah.
But
Bro despawned.
yeah, Ryan Preece's flip was just wild. What did you think of it? Obviously, you haven't watched many races, so what did you think when you see a car flying through the air like that?
I've never seen it before, live.
Yeah.
I've watched all the old ones.
You watch all the highlights. So what is it like when you're sitting there and you see a car, like, take off? You're like, oh, shit, that's wild. Right?
I was just waiting for him to get out of the car or drop his thing.
Yeah.
Except they showed the inside camera instead, so.
Yeah. What'd you think of the flip car getting in the air, like, the whole crash?
That was kind of wild.
Yeah.
Was not needed. Don't do that next time.
Yeah, that's what you get at Daytona, you get it at Talladega. Like, it's always a while when you see a guy getting there, you're like, oh shit. Again, it was just so strange the way the car took off. Obviously, like, I guess it's a thing the next gen cars can ramp off of other cars' tires. I mean, we've seen it a little bit at
Gibbs did it.
Yeah, one Ty Gibbs hit into whoever he was mad at the Clash, and his car like hit
Wasn't
up.
it Kyle Busch or someone?
No, he wasn't mad at Kyle Busch. No, I don't remember who he was mad at. But like you've seen that was a low speed because obviously like the Clash of that track is slow. Bowman Gray like isn't Daytona, so like and Ty Gibbs just drove into him like intentionally. So I was like okay, but when you see like a car brake and then it can ramp up like that. It was very interesting. So that's maybe the thing with the next gen cars now is
probably
they can ramp off of each other because I've not seen cars ramp off of each other like that. You know, just one tire pick one another. But it's still doing like a video game. It's like GTA, like when the physics aren't the best.
Yeah, he was the lowest person.
Still racing, yeah.
Yeah,
he was out there getting points
because Allmendinger had an engine issue. Hocevar was put in the garage. And then everyone else was out after that crash.
So you had that crash, and at the end you had big crash, back straight of it. Basically the whole field. It's easier just to say the whole like.
Well, that's why all these people are out.
They're all out from earlier crashes. Besides
Wallace and. Couple other Bush and
Bush is from the earlier crash.
Yeah.
All these are guys that were just in the last crash, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had pretty much the rest of the field crash. Denny Hamlin got hit a little bit by Cole Custer, and that caused the whole wreck to take place from the front of the field. Everybody crashing out. William Byron, Tyler Reddick, the two that get by. NASCAR learned from their mistakes in the previous races that we had earlier in this week with the Xfinity Series, where they called the caution when they didn't need to. Could have had a race at the finish. You had it in the duels. Duel number 2, called the caution 2 feet from the start line. So they learned from that and didn't call the caution, and just let them race it out, which is what you want to see on the last lap. Like, I get if it's 5 to go, obviously you're going to call that caution, but the last lap, like everybody's gonna be going slower. And I think that this one I was more surprised by that they didn't call the caution because like it was middle of the straightaway going to turn 3, where the other ones, I mean, I don't remember the Xfinity race where they crashed, but they didn't need to call the caution for that. And then
because they were literally right there at the finish line.
Wasn't that like turn 3?
Yeah.
And then the duel, they were literally like this far from the start line. Like it was this much, and they called it. Like that changed who won the race because Eric Jones would have won. So it's one of those things, like obviously inconsistencies, but if we can limit calling cautions when we don't need to.
That's a good photo.
So
Of bro in midair.
Can you show it? Will it show up on the camera? Yeah, that's insane. That is insane. So yeah, you want to see the standings as well, go to epic.net. epic.net, we have standings all season long. So we have an update for the standings to the NASCAR season for all 3 series. So very cool there. But yeah, William Byron back-to-back Daytona 500. That's crazy. I will be buying the diecast deck because it's on my birthday. So normally I don't.
That car's cool.
Like, I don't normally buy them just for Daytona 500, but it's on my birthday, so it's a little bit more special. Just to.
The car's cool. I like that car.
It is cool. Jeff Gordon, from. Jeff Gordon went to Flames in, I believe it was 2001. I believe, or 2000, something like that. I think it was 2001. He went from the Rainbow to the Flames.
Real.
So, the Flames have always been on the 24 car, basically, since then. I think the Rainbow is what Jeff Gordon had more, but I think the Flames are probably what people think of more for Jeff Gordon, because he did race that longer. The Flames are always cool. So I know when they did a throwback to it I think it might have been last year, 2 years ago. I know I bought that because Jeff Gordon with Flames. Like, that's what I remember seeing on the track all the time when I was younger. When I didn't like Jeff Gordon, I was always rooting against the Flames car. But obviously later on I was like Jeff Gordon. But that's not the point. The Flames are an iconic paint scheme on the 24 car. So to see like the red and the blue flames like that is very, very awesome. So seeing that car win is cool. How did everybody's picks do real quick?
Bad.
So this year we've done a little bit different.
Well,
here.
Bubba Wallace is out.
So here in this house we've done picks different. We've done like football and college basketball. We haven't done NASCAR, so we're writing down our picks for every single race, and we'll see how everybody does.
Chastain's out.
So we'll go from the bottom. My dad picked Ross Chastain. That's his favorite driver as well. 40th. Jonathan was involved because he was here.
Kyle Busch.
Oh, actually, my grandma was here for the race too. Her favorite driver. Martin Truex, 38th.
Kyle Busch.
Jonathan made his pick on the podcast, 34th. My mom picked Bubba Wallace, 29th. I picked Brad Keselowski, 26th. Kyle Larson, who you picked.
Hey, Kyle Larson is the best, bruh.
He did. 20th.
Points?
You don't.
Bruh.
It's only based on who gets them right. So.
But I am right, because he was
You're
the
not,
highest.
because he didn't win.
Okay, well.
It's the challenge of race winners, not who gets the highest finish.
Bruh.
Obviously, if we look at favorite drivers, Ty Gibbs getting 16th. So we'll see what happens. We got Atlanta next week, so we'll make some picks there. But yeah, thank you for watching. You hope everybody enjoyed.
Yeah.
Is your turn to say that?
I hope everybody enjoys.
We'll see you guys next week for the next episode of the Racing Debrief. Make sure you guys check out some other awesome content this week on YouTube and on X. We're doing our final episode of Season 1 for our NASCAR Heat 5 series and GTA Race Post, the February video, which is, I believe, episode number 252. Make sure you guys check that out. And we will be live. This video goes out on Monday. We'll be live on YouTube, 7 p.m. Eastern Time with Fortnite.
Be there, be square.
We're playing Fortnite. Emily, myself, we're going to get carried by Jonathan to many wins.
Basically.
So, we'll see you guys then.